Why should business care about poverty?
I'm assuming this is not a trick question. So I think business is starting to understand that the way we've done business all along is not really a good way. It's a flawed way. It should not be just about one bottom line, which is the profit line, but also a lot of businesses are recognizing the triple bottom line, the idea that you can't just make profits, just money profits, but you also have to be good to the environment and good to the community. And for me, I mean, the whole issue of poverty, when I look at the figures that are here, where poverty in the city is 20%, that's 20% less customers that I could have that could be coming in through my business. I mean, that's the obvious part. That's also the idea that, you know, the U Street corridor in particular, it's ever changing. Homelessness, I'm seeing it more and more as we walk around. It's very costly to have homeless people on the street. A lot of people think that if they're on the street, that homelessness is going to be out of sight, out of mind, no one's going to pay for it. But the fact of the matter is that at least 3 or 4 times a week, we have homeless people that are picked up off the street because they've either passed out, they're sick, they haven't been taken care of, they're mentally ill, a number of things could have happened. And I've seen it with my own eyes where you have trucks and trucks of ambulances and fire trucks and police and so on trying to take care of one person that's fallen down that could have been taken care of in a much more holistic way. It's never, for me, I mean, I think, you know, when you're dealing with a city like Washington, which is a pretty wealthy city, it's never about where the money is going to come from. It's about priorities. And I think the city needs to change the way it sees its people. It needs to be more proactive and more for the people, because if you take care of the people, the businesses will thrive. We sort of have reversed the formula here. A lot of the business communities, like the Chamber of Commerce, or even like the Restaurant Association of Metropolitan Washington, they really don't speak on behalf of the people of Washington. And oftentimes, they don't really speak on behalf of the businesses of Washington. That's why we started an organization called Think Local First DC, which is a new sort of way of doing business. We bought a bunch of businesses that are local, that care about the community, that aren't there just to make a quick buck, ship it out to the West Coast, and go off to somewhere else to be able to enjoy the money. We are here, and we are staying here, and we want to make sure that the city continues to thrive.
So fighting poverty makes good business sense. What other panelist members, what does business need to do other than pay its taxes and be open and hiring people, particularly in the District of Columbia?
Well, I'll jump in and say that as a beneficiary of Andy Shallal's Busboys and Poets employment program, I was able to address poverty within my own household because my son worked for Busboys and Poets for a nice long period of time, and I saw that as a way of him getting experience in the work world as a young person. And every time I go into the restaurant, I look at who's serving me. And the people who are serving me tend to be young, achieving in some respects, and not all young, because some are a little older, residents of the District of Columbia, who Andy's able to put to work. And so when a new restaurant opens, it means a new opportunity for more people to go to work. And the work environment, of course, allows them to prepare for what's going to come next. So I think as far as business is concerned, we want to have an environment in the district where we can employ our own people. And if we can provide those opportunities, because right now the jobs aren't there, folks are having, or at least the kind of jobs where they can start off. I mean, I publish a newspaper, and excuse me, a lot of the folks that work for me are, you know, Tom, I mean, aspiring journalists. They come to the Informer with hopes of one day going to bigger places, they think. And so I try to keep them and get them interested in knowing how, if we can grow our own, they don't have to go someplace else. But the point is, I can't do that unless, other businesses do business with me so I can make sure that I have the revenues to create employment. We were in Ward 8, and that's a community where there's not a lot of employment opportunities. And so I think that business provides, we're the sort of first source of employment for a lot of folks outside of the government. So I think that's one reason why we need to be involved in the process to create an opportunity, a job opportunity for our residents.